my name is Rick, sometimes known as your faithful narrator. Welcome to episode 19 of my Sunless Sea Zubmariner Let's Plays. When we last left off, my Z captain had taken off all his clothes to go swimming around inside an underwater city of sorts, inside of a giant sea monster. Really? Ever wanted to find out what's inside of an enormous sea monster? Then this is the episode for you. Investigate an etched tooth house. A flinty latitudinarian. Yeah. Keeps its upper cavities filled with compressed air, allowing a number of activities otherwise impossible in watery Nook. The external surface of the tooth is covered with engravings. Rows of battling soldiers, some with the heads of dogs, a mountain ablaze, ships riding on a river, and each ship has a human mouth. You swim inside and up to chambers of eggy air. Delightful. The soldiers with heads of dogs makes me think of the people from the Hellport, whatever that is, Iron Republic. The mountain, I believe that's to the south somewhere. Ships riding on a river with mouths. Not really ringing a bell. I can tell of recent news if I had any, which I don't. The latitudinarian watches and listens. He keeps a merciless peace within his house and cares not a damn for what happens outside it. I can return to the Great Ma, that is it. The one thing going on here is, in the cavities of his etched tooth home, trapped air pockets allow an activity largely forsaken in Nook: conversation. A handful of Nook folk gather here to reminisce. Brevity is admired. The air is precious and rapidly fouls. The latitudinarian watches and listens. All right, back to the Great Ma. Nothing really more to do here. Swimming down. Wow, I am seriously out of stuff, unless compile a port report. No one here has anything to hide. Actually, no one here is hiding anything at all. Notes on Nook. A vile place, festering, acidic. No laws but those of tooth and claw written in scars. Civilization? Impossible. Making tea would be a logistical impossibility. Yet the inhabitants seem content. Many have come here from London, the Khanate, the Presbyterate, abandoning cultured life for this tenuous existence. They grin, their mouths full of stolen flesh, or float naked and carefree. Many have nothing, and nothing to lose. A group of swimmers start past, hunting gleefully. One squeezes your shoulder, companionably. You've never met her before. What a strange but not terrible place. I'm starting to like these people. Time to leave. Your lungs, unaccustomed to breathing water, are beginning to labor. You must return to your ship. Old habits. There, the bright light of your submarine's main beam. The airlock. Home. I'm starting to feel that way about it. Return to the crew. Air again. How refreshing. The crew salutes as you pass. Good. All is well. Anything that happened in Nook shall remain in Nook. You don't say. That's all for now. I don't think I can go back. Do I want to if I can? I feel like we're done here and we've done well. If I could go back just to use up some of the wine we have. I actually want to get rid of crap. I'd hate to use it if there's nothing more we can do here, but maybe there is. You have the measure of the place now, and you've learned that the liberal ingestion of wine before a visit increases your tolerance for Nook water. You know what? Even if I accidentally get rid of the wine and I get nothing more out of this, it's worth it. Undressing for adventure. Again, you remove your clothes and put them safely in the watertight diving suit compartment. As the water rushes in, you are ready, taking gulps to speed the transition. It feels less like drowning now and more like baptism. You swim into Nook with skin and mind tingling, reborn in the airlock's cold steel. The beast quivers with distaste at your trespass. This thing doesn't like the taste of me. I've used up a cask of wine, which is good. Oh no. Oh, wait. There is one more thing I can do, and it might be worth it. Well, let's see. Actually, I'm going to swim upwards. Let's see. I'm going to join some tooth miners. It's a tough challenge. 36% chance. I'm feeling good. And I succeeded. Sometimes the answer is just to say I'm feeling good. In the darkness, your pick hook finds a wide cavity. Light shines forth. It is stuffed with a cluster of the phosphorescent nodules that the deeper Nook folk treasure. You scoop out an armful before the rest of the tooth miners swarm in. You succeeded in a challenge. You have 2 phosphorescent nodules. You've gained fuel. You've gained a memory of Nook. And you've lost a tolerance for Nook water. Problem. 2 phosphorescent nodules isn't enough to do anything with. And what are the odds I could do that twice? 36, 1 in 3. What's the penalty if I fail for joining tooth miners? How badly do I want to find out? You know what? We can come back. You don't have to do all the missions all the time. Yeah, goodbye. This is a fun time, but swim down to the ruptured throat. Is it? Well, swim downwards to the serrated abyss. Let's take a look at it. I mean, I don't think I'd die just for looking. Down here, the water is cloudy, its greens streaked by dissipating patches of coppery red. Only a few teeth still protrude from the walls. Instead, razor-sharp hairs line them, rippling gently in the current. We're not going to stay long. I don't have the phosphorescent nodules it would take to swim down lower. I don't feel like I need a moment's rest. However, I can't not do this, even if my odds are against me. Sample some nookweed. A circle of nook folk scrape what looks like a thin algae from the smaller teeth and chew it like snuff. Their eyes flutter, then bulge, brimming with visions. Statistically, there's no such thing as due for. The chances of one 36% chance have no bearing on another 36% chance. You're just as likely to get it one time as you are any other, no matter how many you've just gotten. I couldn't psych the game out. That night, the ghosts arrive. Hot blood fills your mouth. You bite down and tear, taking the weakling's throat as a prize. Her light is now your light. You have all the light, until the light from above blinds you when the ghosts come. Cap'n, they seem to say through the water. Cap'n, what happens to... Ghosts mean nothing. You fear no ghost. You savor their fear instead, as you lick what used to be your arm, the bone carved into a sharp blade, blood in the water. There was always blood in the water, no longer yours, soon theirs. You lick it off the blade as the ghosts fade down into the darkness. No more ghosts come to try to take your freedom. You wake, still tasting blood on your tongue. My one little comment about that? I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I failed in the challenge. I got terror. I've gained another memory. I'm losing the tolerance for the water. I've gained 5 tales of terror. And apparently I've woken up with 5 strange catches, which is fantastic because we can use those immediately. Oh, well, this is really working out, actually. I'm so glad I came back. Oh, except now my hold's full of crap again, right? I can't find out here. I could try again. How much more terror can we take? We're already running up on the 50% mark. Um, nah, no. Like I was just saying, you don't have to do everything all at once. We'll come back. I'm going to swim up to the ruptured throat. And what happens if I try to attempt to mingle with the Nook folk again? Does it change? It does not. Goodbye. Let's go see what these other losers have to say. Return to the submarine. Better not leave the crew waiting for too long. Yeah, who knows what those guys will get up to without me there to watch them. Return to the crew. Air again. How refreshing. Hello, crew. Let's have a chat. Comatose ferret. Haven't talked to you for a while. Play with your ferret. A weary roll of the eye. Play, the eye roll says. Play. I played once in the happy warrens of London before you installed me in this floating coffin and made me eat dried food. Damn your play. It is an eloquent eye roll. Getting a little sick of your attitude there, ferret. How about you, sigil-ridden dude? Invite him to dine with you. He has an admirable appetite for so slight a fellow. Forgetfulness. Seconds, then thirds, disappear in small, hasty morsels. He is nervous and not a gifted conversationalist. You do your best to plug the silence. When you ask about his past, he winces. I can't say, Captain, this. He taps the livid sigil on his temple, which twitches like a scorpion's sting. Has burned away my memories. I recall I have a brother, but not his name or where he is. I remember the names of the ships I've served on, the Implicit, the Bonnie Swan, but not their crew. How did he come by the sigil? He clutches his head. I don't know. Thinking about it is like fire in my skull. He grits his teeth. Someone must have hated me very much to curse me with it, but I can't even remember my enemy. I can talk to him again to advance his story. Do I really want to? There's plenty of other people to talk to. Maybe Stoddard, chief engineer. What do you got to say? Invite her to dine with you. That's a lovely idea. How about a fish dinner? I do have quite particular tastes in fish. Yeah, here's your strange catch. Eat up this weirdness. I found it from the bottom of the ocean. I scraped it out of a sandworm from Dune. Maybe. I forget how I came by it. A knowing smile. I have heard about you. You like to invite your officers to dinner, learn their secrets. Well, you don't need to dig far to find my secret. I wanted to talk to you about it, actually. I've never met my mother. I know my father. I'm a countess on his side, actually. I'd like to find her. She's somewhere out at Z, if only. Really? You'd help me? That's too kind, if you insist. Here, it so happens that I made a list earlier tonight. Yeah, you really planned ahead for this one, didn't you? Her mother will be found in one of these places. Wither, the Isle of Cats, Irem, the Shelonate, Khan's Shadow, Port Carnelian, or the surface port of Naples. No problem. We'll find her. Oh, I've gained a secret, lost supplies, lost a strange catch. Good. Good to all of that. Who's next? You there. Oh, I have no muter salts. Yeah, I've been working on the means to get it, but I don't think I have it yet. Next. Nothing. Oh yeah, we already talked to you. I can't talk to the cat. Oh, my captain's getting a reputation as the man who keeps trying to talk to cats. Look, in this world, rats talk, tigers talk. Am I so crazy that I keep trying to talk to my cat? Speaking of crazy, let's go see what these other people have to say. Full speed ahead. Oh, we have our main gun components. We can fire our gun again. We can get into a fight with something if we want. I just thought I'd take a look over here. I know this thing is over here, but, you know, I wanted to see if crazy driving would allow me to pick up any other things on sonar, which it did not. There's a... what was I just saying? A target. But I choose not to engage. Wrack. Earn your entry. The wreckers surround your docked submarine. They greet you with crooked blades and rusted blunderbusses. Easy, trespasser. You want in? You prove you belong here. Tell of your exploits or wrestle them. Well, I'm sort of a poet kind of person. I'm a little bit more likely to talk than I am to wrestle, although I'm far more likely to fire my cannons. 58% chance of success? Or a tale of terror? Well, I'm just going to tell them what a badass I am. I'm going to be like, you know, this one time I saw a sea beast, so I jumped in the water and I punched it to death. That really happened. Natural-born storyteller. Your words are like hooks in their ears. The violence drags them where you will. By the end, they've sheepishly lowered their weapons, before raising them again in a great cheer, sounding like thundering of cannon fire. Damn fine, trespasser. Welcome to Wrack. The city is in want, and I have never been able to get it any other way. I try to help these people. I've tried to help these people before. I don't know what it takes. Wrack. Ships lured by false promises and lights litter the Z floor. Their broken hulls make a city for the wreckers. The citizens are in constant motion, working to survive and appease the fair king, who sits deep within the city on his wheeled throne. Look at all the stuff I can't do. Oh, I didn't drive around under the ocean enough. Well, that's not a huge problem. I can compile a report, although I'm unclear as to what I would be reporting on. They let me in after I told them a crazy story. The Admiralty would be very interested in the wreckers' activities. The wreckers know their duties. The poets write enticing lies. Talkers travel to other ports to spread them. Miners construct the devices which will sink the lured ships, and salvagers strip them bare. The most celebrated of the wreckers wear no special costume, but are easily identified. They mumble poems in Arabic to themselves. They whistle lively tunes in new scales. They wear heavy gloves and carry silver clippers with which to cultivate tether. You now have one of this, a port report Wrack. I have a thought. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. What's the downside? A comment or a like is a good way to let me know it. If you'd like to support my small channel, tell a friend. Anyone that likes steampunk, Victorian England, or audiobooks might like this. Thanks for watching.